All right, so there's a lot of talk about peace talks happening in Ukraine. Now, the thing is, Macron, the president of France, has been talking about doing peace talks, or at least that there's been a lot of talk that's happening since Trump has been pushing for this. This is what he's been fighting for throughout his entire campaign, at least claiming that he can get a peace deal done in 24 hours. Okay. So if he's able to pull this off, well, great. We have a president that can at least call for peace talks. But there's a lot to take away from this meeting that took place in France because there seems to be a scandal. And without further ado, I'm just going to pull up the video here. You might notice something. You might notice something. And I actually have another angle of this video too. So first, let's go and pull this up here. You might notice 3 leaders here. So there you go. Let's go and play this.
It's a long walk. I'll be back in Poland.
It's through my bathroom, huh?
Yeah. It's literally. We came through Germany.
Yeah.
And then we made it to France.
Bedroom and
We got through the border.
Right.
Yeah.
What did he grab for? What did he grab for? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Interesting. Another version. Now, again, who was in there? Well, first of all, you had Macron meeting with the Chancellor of Germany, Friedrich Merz, and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Okay, this is just another angle, but I want to be clear on this, folks, because let's not jump to conclusions. French media is shutting down social media rumors that French President Emmanuel Macron was caught with a bag of booger sugar, that white powder from South America, during a trip to Ukraine. The moment was caught during a train ride from Poland to Ukraine when reporters entered the room. Social media users are speculating that Macron was caught with a bag of that booger sugar, and some are suggesting that Merz was concealing the booger sugar, straw, or spoon. French media outlet Liberation is now rushing to defend the leaders, claiming there is no evidence to support the claims. So this is right now, again, all rumors, but here's just another angle of the video. Let's just go ahead and pull this up here. Again, it could be a tea bag or stevia. Face of dread. What?
Yeah.
One more time.
On va bien. Merci. It's a long walk. I'll be back in Poland.
It's through my bathroom, huh?
Yeah. It's literally. We came through Germany.
Yeah.
And then we made it to France.
Bedroom and
We got through the border.
Right.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah. On va bien. Merci.
Interesting indeed. And of course, hold on. Just want to throw this out here because you even have AJ himself here. Good old Alex Jones saying it's all of them.
Sweet mustache.
Now, again, that could be just somebody, just a nervous tick. Hey, you never know.
Sweet mustache. You'll be right. You probably had a shot over there. Okay.
Okay, that's just something different. That's just something different there that AJ's been posting on his social media. So Macron lukewarm on Putin peace talks offer. So the French president Emmanuel Macron has downplayed Russia's proposal to restart direct peace talks with Ukraine, saying it is the first step, but not enough. He made the remarks to reporters on Sunday while returning from a trip to Ukraine. Earlier in the day, Russian President Vladimir Putin offered Kiev the opportunity to restart direct negotiations, which had been on hold since 2022 without any preconditions. Putin stressed that Moscow is ready to start without delay and suggested meeting on May 15th in Istanbul, Turkey. Turkish President Turkish President Erdogan has confirmed that his country is ready to host the talks, telling Macron in a phone call that this could be a historic turning point. Macron, however, insisted that the process should start with a full and unconditional 30-day ceasefire, referring to a proposal made by the leaders of Ukraine, the UK, and EU the day before, which is reportedly supported by the US. It's the first step, but it's not enough. It's a way of not responding. We must not give up, Macron stated, claiming that Putin's offer is a delaying tactic. It shows that he's looking for a way out, but he still wants to buy time. Macron also claimed that an unconditional ceasefire is not preceded by negotiations by definition. We must stand firm with the Americans to say that a ceasefire is unconditional, and then we can discuss the rest. U.S. President Donald Trump has welcomed Putin's proposal, writing on Truth Social hours after the announcement that it is potentially a great day for Russia and Ukraine, with a big week upcoming. Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky and Putin's proposal is a positive sign that he is ready to meet for talks. He insisted, however, that the first step should be a ceasefire, which he suggested should begin on May 12th. Moscow, which is actually today, Moscow previously warned that Ukraine could use a prolonged pause in fighting without a formal agreement to regroup and rearm. In his address, Putin said Kiev has violated 3 ceasefire proposals by Moscow, a 30-day U.S. brokered hold on strikes against energy infrastructure that expired last month, and an unconditional Easter truce, and a 72-hour victory day ceasefire. Istanbul hosted the last direct Russia-Ukraine peace talks in 2022, shortly after the escalation of the conflict. Moscow said that while the sides were making progress at the time and had worked out preliminary peace treaty, the process was derailed by Kiev's Western backers. The agreement eventually fell through, and Zelensky later issued a decree banning peace talks with Putin. Say it with me, folks. What could go wrong with everything? And it's fascinating that you have, course, the infamous scene where you have them covering up what could be a wild scandal. Now, again, this is all speculation. Everyone has a right to opinion, but hey, evidence, please. Let's not jump to conclusions, shall we? We're better than that. We're better than this, folks. So it's a tissue of lies, a bizarre conspiracy that European leaders were doing that booger sugar line en route to critical Ukraine talks has been roundly ridiculed by the French president's office after it was promoted by Russian trolls as well as American conspiracy theorists such as Alex Jones. This fake news is being spread by France's enemies, both abroad and at home, and we must remain vigilant against manipulation. Now, look, that could be anything, okay? That could be just a tissue. It could be anything. The conspiracy, thought to have started on a social networking app Telegram, which is popular in Russia, used edited footage of the French President Emmanuel Macron, British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, and newly elected German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. In the video clip, the trio entered a train carriage, taking them to Kiev for crucial talks with Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky. Macron is seen hurriedly removing a crumpled tissue off the paper. Off the table. Sorry about that. Which conspiracy theorists claimed it was a bag of that booger sugar, while Merz was alleged of hiding a white spoon for that booger sugar as cameramen filmed the 3 world leaders. The spoon, which Merz removes from the table, is in fact a plastic coffee stir. Former InfoWars host Alex Jones was among the prominent Western social media accounts to promote this conspiracy. Is this over the top? Is this over the top? Okay, he later doubled down on the conspiracy, showing an edited crop on the video with a shine filter applied to it. He says that you clearly see it's a bag of blow. Now, the Russian Foreign Ministry also pushed this disinformation on Sunday. So what can we take away from this? It's easy to laugh at this, and of course, it's easy to laugh at all the actions of Zelensky. And yes, everybody knows that Hunter Biden did have some connections in Ukraine, but everyone should immediately stop and think, okay, if that's what really happened, if that's the case, I mean, there'd be more evident signs. Now, let's not forget, not once but twice during 2024, there were two incidents at the White House where a bag of booger sugar was found on the premise. Okay, and that was especially the most infamous one was I believe the day after the 4th of July, there was a major event that was taking place, and Hunter was looking worried and everything else. And then the day after, there was a bag found in the White House, that white powder. Now, it could have come from anybody. For all we know, it could have come from a tourist who wanted to tour around the White House grounds, and I don't know, maybe they brought some extra sugar with them just to enjoy the White House while also having a little bit of white themselves. But the bigger issue here right now is also the peace talks that are taking place right now, potentially happening for a soon-to-be ceasefire. And I say, first of all, better now than never. We already have an ongoing, continuous fight between India and Pakistan. Why this is happening is beyond me. You also have the instability and real big concern of what could happen between China and Taiwan. And while we all are right now so well aware of it, the Middle East is still on fire with Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Iran, Yemen. A ceasefire has to take place. Now, Trump has been pushing for this initiative. And as it stands right now, Trump has also been urging Zelensky and his administration to at least take up this proposal immediately. I also pulled up this article here because it does raise some alarms, especially that maybe if it's not done, it could get potentially worse. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Ukraine to immediately agree to the proposal to direct unconditional talks put forward by Russian President Vladimir Putin earlier on Sunday. Writing on Truth Social, Trump suggested that the proposed direct negotiations would at least help to clarify the positions of the sides of the conflict, whether or not a deal is possible. President Putin of Russia doesn't want to have a ceasefire agreement with Ukraine, but rather talks to meet on Thursday in Turkey to negotiate a possible end to this bloodbath. Ukraine should agree to this immediately, the U.S. leader wrote. If it becomes a clear and reaching a deal is not possible, European leaders and the U.S. will know where everything stands and can proceed accordingly. I'm starting to doubt that Ukraine will make a deal with Putin, he added. Of course, hold on. Mastermind Hour says, I used to have a drug problem, but now I'm an elected official. No problem. No problem because you're protected and everybody in the circle is doing it. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not jump to theories because after all, being president, being prime minister, being chancellor, being a king, being a dictator, being the chief of your nation, the governor, the end-all, be-all, where the buck stops with you, is a high-pressure job, okay? You're always going to be on edge. You always got to be on focus here. You always got to keep your head on a swivel. However, this does make a good point to see memes happen in real time. I'm laughing my butt off here. Yo, at least before you bring the reporters in, where are the handlers at, just in case anything does look suspicious? Because in my opinion, it looks like a crumpled up piece of paper. It looks like people were having cups of coffee in there, maybe, okay? And just no one decided to clean it up. Perception drives reality. You have to make things look nice. Presentation is key. Chef Ramsay always yells at his people, make sure everything looks nice and on point. Because if it's not on point, well, what's the point? I mean, you avoid embarrassment. I mean, where were the staffers? Like, oh, there's a piece of paper there. I should get rid of that. Oh, there's a straw there. Oh, there's a spoon there. Oh, there's a little bag of sugar. Booger sugar. We ought to get rid of this. No one should be lazy. Come on. There's cameras out there. Then we have the internet. And when the internet sees something and it looks suspicious, and if it's a chance they can make a meme out of it or do AI art, you better believe that they will.